Welcome to Saturday Night. What in the world?
Wow. Mama. Sunglasses.
I see. Welcome to Saturday Night Vibe, the final Saturday Night Vibe of 2024. I am your host, Marlon, along with Anna Hart. And on today's show, as you can see, we are going to shut down with the award for the worst mom of the year. We have a very special change in the show. Um, well, two surprises. Let's just get those surprises out the way. Number one, and Anna doesn't know this, but she now will. Number one, for the first time ever since we was doing these award shows, we actually have a tie. Nobody could choose which one was the worst. So for the first time, we have a tie. So even though I have it in a certain order, just let it be known that one did not beat out the other. We had one person pick one over two. We had another person that picked two over one, and we had one person that said, "I'm not choosing." So first time ever, we have a tie. Also, a surprising change. My dear wife has become a mini producer. Two of the videos are from Foxy. She chose them. So, because she's had a long day, I am going to move Real or Nah to the first hour so she can hear it before she goes to bed. So, those just the two changes right there. Theas would not be with us today. Again, nothing wrong. It's a family visit.
It's
So
it's the holidays,
it's
basically.
the
We
holidays, so
yeah.
we're all one way or the other is going to be busy. Um,
Hmm.
so, and that's it, honestly. Oh, also, thank you for actually meeting my goal of getting 700 subscribers before the end of the year because now we're at 703.
Wow.
Sorry, 704 subscribers. So I said I wanted 700 before the end of the year, and I got 700. So thank you for all who's watching, new, coming to the show, and
Mhm.
everything. I appreciate it, but keep it up. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you like this show. Uh,
Please.
I'm not going to look for 800 because now I'm just being greedy. But if I get it, I get it now. Don't get me wrong.
I can't wait to see 1,000. We're
I,
gonna have a party at that point.
yeah, I think we are going to have a party at that point. I think
Get
we're
your
going to
mind.
maybe do the best of the best or something like that. But yeah, thank you all the new subscribers. I really appreciate it. You have
Cheers
made
to you.
my year and you've shown with hard work and dedication because we now going into season, yeah,
Right?
we're going to season 5. Yep.
Yeah.
So thank you all again. Anna, how's everything going?
Everything's going. It's okay today. I woke up and my inner thermostat was going up and down.
Mm,
So it was a crazy kind of a beginning of the day, but it's much better now.
good, good. Um, um, just one last thing before we start the show.
Yeah.
So Anna came on the background of the show. Wasn't broadcasting anything else, so we could choose worst of the year. And Mama Hart wanted to see what the background of our show looks like. She's never seen what it looks like, the background of it.
She doesn't know StreamYard. She doesn't. She's never been on a show like this.
And to tell you that we had one of the most profound conversations, me, Anna, Mama Hart, and Foxy. We're
Mhm.
just going back. I'm so blessed to have a crew and a wife and Mama Hart and to bounce things off of chat, how deep conversations. But I'm also still bummed out that I did not click the record button. But I never know when the conversation is going to turn out that way. So next time. I'm just going to push the record button. And if nothing comes of it, so be it. If something comes,
yeah.
it happens. But anyway, without further ado, let's get this party started. All right, so the first mama is a two-parter. So just to let you know, there's a part 1 and a part 2. And it is, should I have lied?
My 43 female daughter, 14 female, recently asked me whether or not my pregnancy with her was planned. I didn't know why she would be wondering that, but she said it's because she is an only child and me and my husband, 46 male, had only known each other a year when she was conceived. These were the things she already knew, obviously, and she was curious whether or not she had been a mistake. I obviously don't want to lie to my daughter, especially not about something like this. I told her that her intuition was correct. She was indeed a mistake. But I also made it clear to her that even if we didn't want to have her, we still did, and we love her. I explained to her that obviously, if me and my husband could go back in time and change the past, of course we would change things, make sure no unplanned accidents happened and things went the way we want instead of how they did go in reality. Well, we can't change the past. She is here now, and we love her a lot, despite the unfortunate facts around her birth. What the? She seemed to take it well at that time, but ever since that conversation, she seemed very down. Hasn't really wanted to talk to us at all. I'm not stupid. Told you words were important. So I know it's because she's ashamed and upset about being a mistake. I tried to tell her again what happened is unfortunate, but what's done is done, and we love her despite it. What the? She was not very receptive to that, so I told her that if she's going to be upset at the answer to her question, she shouldn't ask it. I'm not going to lie to her about how she was conceived, even if the truth is uncomfortable. She got even more upset at that. I'm not sure if more angry or sad or both. I'm not sure what to do. Was I in the wrong for telling her the truth? I thought a 14-year-old would be handling it fine. Should I have lied instead?
I'm going to say the exact same thing that I said. Words matter. And you told your daughter she was a mistake. You didn't say she was an accident. Yeah, over and over again.
Just, ooh. When you hear from your own parent, the person that loves you, that she was a mistake, and on top of that, not only was you a mistake, but if they could go back in time, they would fix that mistake. But hey, at least you didn't lie. And lady, I'm sorry. It was a part that just it made my butt itch. But we love you very much. Are you sure? You sure about that? Or you are incapable of showing love? Like you could just say it, but
I wonder.
Sure? Hello, my lovely wife. She come in saying hello, everyone.
Hey.
But before we even get on a rant, let's just go ahead and get to the second part.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's dive into the update. I'm providing an update because I think that the people here were right and my wording wasn't the best. Yeah, wasn't the best. Wasn't the best. It was average. So I decided to apologize to my daughter, tell her that I regret saying what I said to her and that I should have spoken to her in different words, explain the situation to her differently, and that I'm sorry that my words upset her, and I should. I should what? She told me that she isn't mad or angry at us, that it's not our fault for feeling the way that we do. She told us that it is what it is, and she's just going to have to live with being what she is. I told her that that's a very mature view and that I'm proud of her. What? Hold up. No matter what might have happened in the past, she is here with us now, and we love her, and I'm glad that she can understand that. As a reward for being so mature, I ordered her some sushi, her favorite food. She's still a bit quiet, but I think with some more weeks, she's going to get over it and be just fine. I'm thankful for the people here, even if some people were a bit harsh, that they made me realize how unfortunate my wording had been. So thanks for the deserved judgment.
This part really made me wonder if there was any bit of psychosis under this. She seems to be so removed from what I would call a normal feeling, a normal.
She definitely lacked empathy.
Sorry, I heard Foxy, but I couldn't hear what she was saying.
She definitely lacked empathy.
Right. For sure. I mean, you cannot even. You think sushi would really make up for being told you're a mistake? And if we could go back and fix it, we would?
Yeah.
How do you fix it? You don't. You don't. These are words that should not come out of your mouth as a parent to your child.
But you love her.
Do you?
I'm really not sure. I'm just really not sure. You would choose your truth, and that's what I'm going to call it, your truth. You would choose your truth over just you was not planned. But
you were a happy accident.
You was a happy accident. But you was a mistake. And now 2 things are going to happen. Just going to let you know now. One, she's accepting that she was a mistake. That's why she said it is what it is. And, you know, I just have to live with that. But number 2, you're going to come on Reddit in the near future, 5 years from now, whatever, wondering why your daughter will never ask you questions or discuss anything with you ever again. Why would she? Because you're the mother at this point in time who don't understand that words matter. And you think just telling the truth, your truth, is what's more important than anybody else's feelings. And then you're going to be butthurt that nobody wants to talk to you about what's going on in their lives or their feelings or anything else. And then, because you just sound like some of the people I grew up with. But then I know you're going to come back and go, well, it's not my fault they can't handle the truth. You will take no responsibility in anything that you do wrong because you really feel like you don't do wrong.
Mm.
It's everybody else. It's almost narcissistic thinking. I can say what I want to say, when I want to say it, and everybody else is going to have to suck it up because it's the truth. And if they don't want to talk to me about it, they're afraid of me because I tell the truth. The brutal honesty. Like, come on, lady. Don't, the word you love her should never come out your mouth ever again. I'm just being serious. It should never come out your mouth ever again. Because you're a liar. Or at the very least, you love her, but you sure ain't showing it. You have no ability to show it. Hey, just I got here. I'm going to rewind to the start of this story. Double speed to catch up. No problem, Parker. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate it.
You should remember this story, I believe.
Yeah, we did it before.
Because all of these are from the past year, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so.
Yeah, but lady, I'm sorry.
Words matter. This is the pardon the pun, the poster child for words matter. This whole example. You tell a child, and she's 14. She's still, she's at the beginning of her hormonal um journey, let's say. She's trying to, because all kids are curious about like what happened before they were around, and how did they enter the family unit? How did they change the family unit? This is, it's all natural, and it's healthy for a child to be asking. When you turn around and say, "Oh, you were a mistake. If we had the choice, we wouldn't have had you." That's that's what she hears. We didn't want you. It doesn't matter how much you now try to catch up to her, your daughter will forever be side-eyeing you because you told her you ultimately didn't want her. And she is a kid, so that is what she will hear.
And at 14, as a teenager at that age, at 14, you're discovering yourself. You're still discovering yourself. You're still trying to figure out what your likes and dislikes are. You're still trying to figure out what triggers you. You're still finding out words. And you just literally just told this girl at 14, as she's still developing different feelings, different beliefs, that, well, it really don't matter because you really wasn't supposed to be here. And if I had the ability to go back, you wouldn't be here. Like, okay. 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 Again, and then I'm gonna move on. Don't ever put love and your daughter in the same sentence ever again. Ever again.
I don't think she truly understands the depth of bonds and how much she just broke. I don't think.
She's accepted it. I'm catching up now, and yeah, I do remember this story. Does this win the reward, or is this a runner-up? No, Parker, you're just coming in, and for the first time ever, we have a tie. Nobody, it just came out a flat tie that the two people, because I hate using the word mom, because that's using a word loosely, but I can say mom loosely. Nobody could pick one over the other one, so it wound up being a tie. So there it is. But I'm going to move on because I don't think I can add anything new to anything that we said. So here we go. Cut my stepdaughter's hair.
I'm a 31-year-old woman, and I met my husband, who's 34, 8 years ago. We've been married for 6 years. He has an 11-year-old daughter from a previous relationship. I work from home, so I mainly end up taking care of her. I have since she was young. We have a generally good relationship. She stays at her mother's for most weekends. She has incredibly long, blonde, wavy hair, just past her bottom. It's a nightmare to take care of. It frequently tangles, and she always needs help brushing and styling it before school. I'm not a morning person, and I don't like having to wake up early to do a kid's hair. It's expensive to maintain as she requires more products. She insists on using hair oils which can cost around $11 and only last a few weeks. She also insists that she has to use curly hair shampoo instead of regular shampoo and conditioner, which is often over $10 per bottle. Also, she goes through it at a fast rate. She won't use a regular brush on it, and she insists that it breaks her hair and hurts her, so she uses a wide-tooth comb, which takes a long time to brush, when she could be doing other, more productive things, such as homework or helping me with chores. I decided that she's become obsessed with her hair, and I don't want her to become vain. so I decided that it needs to be cut. I don't see it as a big deal, as I've always had shoulder-length hair, as my hair doesn't grow very fast and I get frequent trims. It's a lot more practical. I took her to the hairdressers as normal. In the car on the way down, she said that she wants to make sure the hairdresser doesn't cut too much. I politely explained that I would like her to cut her hair to shoulder length because her hair's become a burden. At first she thought that I was joking, but when she realized I wasn't, she started to cry. When we got to the salon, the hairdresser was reluctant to cut her hair due to the tears, but I explained the trouble that we have maintaining it, and I assured that cutting it would be best for her. In the end, the stylist agreed and cut her hair. The stylist braided her hair, then cut it. My stepdaughter kept the lock of braided hair that was cut off. Her hair is now just past shoulder length and looks a lot darker. The car journey home was silent. I offered her McDonald's, but she refused. She went straight to her room when we got back. My husband went up to see her when he got home and apparently found her on her bed sobbing, holding her old hair. My husband immediately called her mother to come and collect her, and as soon as my stepdaughter was out the door, he started yelling. Her mother also came in and gave me a mouthful. I explained my reasoning, but my husband wouldn't budge. He said that if I had an issue, he would have done her hair in the morning and that he doesn't mind paying for the products. He was so furious and said that he no longer trusts me around his daughter, and he doesn't know if he can be with a woman who he doesn't trust with her. This broke my heart. I didn't mean her any harm. I was just so tired and I'm trying to reduce stress. I've always been the one to raise her and her brother, and I'm just exhausted. Am I the butthole?
Very much so.
You would think after listening to these stories like the past 2 or 3 days, I'll be, what's the word? It wouldn't be that big of a deal to me anymore. But, lady, you really just honestly just pissed me off all over again. I mean, I'm serious. I thought I would just be over this because I've heard this story like several times. So, but it's like every time I listen to you talk, like you just so okay. Let's go this route. $11 for hair products is not expensive.
No.
A grand total of $21. By the way, $21, I'm sure as heck you ain't paying for.
Actually, the way I heard it this time, she said per bottle, and she's talking about shampoo and conditioner. So $31 still is not expensive. Not for curly hair.
No. But let's just go down this route. You're tired of doing it. Then you ask your husband. You didn't. You asked the mother. You didn't. You took her to the hairdresser. The hairdresser even looked at you like you was crazy. You decided, oh, well, everybody's wrong. I'm right. And then you did this passive aggressive BS in the middle of the story. I think she'll become vain. Are you jealous of the girl's hair? Is that what it is? I think she will be jealous and vain, and she will spend better time. Which, by the way, don't think I hear what you said, which is stupid in and of itself. Okay, she will become jealous and vain with all this hair, and she will spend better time doing homework or helping me with chores. Wait a minute. I thought the original thing was you was the one that was doing her hair. So if you're doing her hair, what? Your excuse was you got tired of doing her hair. But now, she just shouldn't have all this hair because it was save up time for her to do homework. What time? You was doing the hair, right? Then, since you look at her as still a child, as a baby, and remember we said earlier on the show years ago when people feel like babies don't have feelings,
Mm-hmm.
you'll cover all this up with McDonald's. But the fact of the matter is, and this is the part that's kind of like you so icky with your thought process, you did not think your husband was going to have a problem with this. You didn't think the biological mom was going to have a problem with this. And now your feelings are hurt. Lady, he was absolutely 100% correct. I would never trust my daughter around you ever again because you make decisions without talking to nobody. Nobody.
This was a unilateral decision where you usurped everybody else who should have had a say.
You took it on as you was the only parent
Right.
who does everything. You was just relieving stress. Your stress? Because now everybody's stressed.
Hmm.
And you about to be more stressed. Is this divorce territory?
Yeah.
You just assaulted my child.
Because that is assault. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, this is divorce territory.
Mm-hmm.
And you could cry until her hair grow back. I don't care. But I'm getting my daughter out of this situation.
That hair will grow back, correct? But the memory of being accosted like this will remain. And that will be a deep-seated, I will never trust you again. She has the right to be afraid of you now, because you don't take in her feelings or opinion for consideration. And it's her hair. Maybe let her brush her hair. Maybe ask the father for some help. Like, there were so many things that you could have done. You went right to nuclear.
The things that you could have done was actually talk. The easiest thing you could have done.
And you cut her hair. You had it cut to look like you.
Yep.
That's the weird part. Now, when we went over this story with Mama Hart in the room, Marlon got to hear and Foxy got to hear a story from Lorraine's childhood where she used to lock herself in the bathroom. Her history is she was born just after 6 months of gestation, so very premature. She didn't have hair, fingernails, very premature. They thought she was dead. So they grabbed forceps, big pair of tongs, and yanked her out. This caused her to have a very sensitive head forever. And she gets headaches, all kinds of things. If you, even as a loving motion, come to brush her hair, she might smack you out of instinct or what's the word when you reflex, when you're not in control of it. It's that quick because her head is very tender. Now her mother never took her tears in for consideration, her pleas for consideration, her other times of trying to talk about it rationally. If a child goes to the length of locking themselves in the bathroom and crying, please believe that this is more than some little problem. This is a big problem. Our hair is an extension of ourselves. You know, the first time we went over this story, I said a little bit that in some cultures, hair is your connection to spirit. It is it is what helps protect you from, let's say, bad vibes. And it is what it's the in between here and there. For this child, quite obviously, hair was a big deal. And yes, when you have a certain kind of hair, it does pay to have the actual curly kind of shampoo so that you're nurturing your curls instead of destroying them, because normal shampoo will do that. This is an assault that will last in the brain for decades, for your life. Not This is not a time to choose what happens for someone else. So to explain to everybody, how did we end up with a tie? We got 4 people voting.
3. I took
3
myself out.
people voted. Oh, sorry. Foxy didn't vote on this?
No, I didn't vote.
Oh, you didn't vote on that. Okay.
It was you, Thiz, and Foxy.
Okay. So now which one is worse? We had a huge discussion about this because to me there are mitigating circumstances in both cases. The first one, once again, I truly do not believe that mother grips emotions. Like, I don't think she knew she was doing something wrong until people came back and told her, hey, your wording was horrible. So it was unintentional. Yes, it was a messed up situation, and many of us would be like, why didn't you use another word? But this stepmom, she was intentional. She went to it with her whole chest and did not take the little girl's tears in for account, did not take the hairdresser. I'm like, I don't know if I can do this. She's crying.
A
Oh
stranger.
no, don't worry about her.
A stranger knew better than you did.
Yeah. On your child. So it was intentional. I honestly could not choose between the two because they were both so horrible. You're a mistake. You're a bother. How do you choose between those two? I couldn't. So this was one where I was like, I honestly think they are both of equal detriment.
And the other reason this really literally just popped in my head. And she could have she may have, I'm pretty sure there is a little bit or some or a lot of damage between the daughter and the father too. Because the daughter is going to look at her father now and go,
why didn't you protect me?
Yeah.
Oh.
You chose her.
Yeah.
You chose her.
Because
it's hard for... I always say this, and I always get backlash, but I'm pulling a Tracy. I don't care. I'm going to say what I want to say.
Okay.
I always feel like when I hear stories like this, it's less of an event and more of a final straw. In other words, I always feel like some things have also happened in the past. Because
we haven't heard all of the story, in other words?
Like, I really just feel like this woman has done some crappy stuff, and this was the biggest, crappiest final straw there is. But there always been clues, in other words. There's always been hints of it. And I always just feel, every time I hear stories like that where you said it, and I'm not pushing back on what you said, but when you said she went to the extreme, she went to the
she went nuclear. Yeah, that's what I said.
And I keep thinking, yeah, because she was building a whole lot of bombs up in the past and was getting away with it. So yeah, I can see this. It just happened to be the one where it's like, okay, I don't know if it was okay. You did this to my daughter, and I'm tired of it, and you got to get away from my daughter, or was he really saying, you know what, enough is enough? So yeah, I didn't think about what you said, Anna, because I was still on my thought process was you chose this woman and this woman did this to me. But yeah, it also could come to you didn't protect me. You really, really just dropped the ball. And I'm the one that paid for it. And the ex-wife or whatever, the biological mom, I'm gonna feel the same way. How did you choose that woman that did this to our daughter?
Well, okay, in his defense, he couldn't possibly know that that would be a length she would go to with hair.
Nobody would.
Though
I always feel like there's clues that
there probably is. It's just another case of I am not comfortable in going that far into a guessing game for this. I'm going to deal with what's right in front of me. And I honestly do believe that this one thing is enough to start making somebody question divorce. Yeah, they may start to see a whole bunch of things because finally something has broken and the person is, maybe those rose-colored glasses are finally broken, right? Yeah. So you can start to take things in with other people and go, hey, how did my daughter view this? How could it have looked? Sure, that it may be there. I'm just hesitant on whether to say for sure.
I think Diaz is rubbing off on me. I've been so cynical lately. Part 2 update to the story. The girl takes her revenge, sneaks into her stepmother's room in the middle of the night and cut off part of her hair. But the evidence of the scissors next to the bag. 2 for 1, buddy. 2 for 1. The first mom did get her daughter sushi. You have to take that into consideration. LOL. Then we would have to go that the second mom at least try.
McDonald's sushi.
Oh yeah. Anyway, we
Don't
got.
try to make up your.
You know what was so funny?
Uh,
You two did the most diabolical thing that you could probably do to your child, and both of y'all try to cover up with food.
but
Like
dinner.
y'all are weird.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Hmm.
But anyway, as promised, real or nah. This video came from Foxy. I can already tell you, and I'm gonna let her speak on it. I'm not gonna say a word once the video is over. She's gonna speak on it.
Okay.
Anyway, burying the beans.
I admit, I posted a version of this on the relationship subreddit the other day, but they closed it with no explanation. I assume because they decided that it was fake. I can see how they might think that, but this is a true thing that happened and is happening. And now there's more to it because I actually got broken up with over it. With all that's going on, me and my girlfriend had stocked up on supplies, including some canned goods. A few weeks ago, I ordered 30 cans of beans. 10 are black beans, 10 are kidney beans, and 10 are pink beans. Also, I ordered 15 cans of chickpeas. I thought this was a reasonable amount of beans and chickpeas to have every now and then and would last for quite some time. However, earlier this week, I opened the cabinet because I wanted to make a vegetarian chili using 2 cans of beans, but all the beans were gone. What the hell? I asked my girlfriend, and she told me that she buried all the beans in the woods. At first I thought she was joking, but she explained, no, she'd buried the beans in the woods. WTF? I asked her to explain, and she told me that she was afraid that if things get bad, we might have to worry about looters or whatever, and that the beans would be in danger of being stolen. I said I thought this was completely ridiculous and unlikely. She became angry at me and said that she's protecting our beans. According to her logic, the beans are safely buried in the woods behind our apartment complex. And if we ever need the beans, she'll go to the stash and dig up a can or two, but would prefer if we save them all for if things get worse. I said, why only bury the beans? Why not bury our more valuable items? She said the canned food was the most valuable for long-term means, and that since we can get fresh food in our online grocery deliveries, it would make sense to continue to stockpile beans. She intends to bury more beans in the woods every week. This was too insane for me, and I got very upset. I demanded to know where the beans were buried, and she refused to tell me. She said if I knew, she was afraid that I'd dig them up, and I said damn right I would. She said, I will never jeopardize the beans. The following day, I tried to put my foot down, and I'm not usually a foot downer, but there are rare issues where compromise is out of the question, and I foolishly decided this was one of those issues. I demanded to know where the beans were buried, and I told her if she was going to bury beans that I paid for in the woods, then I would move out. We fought about it, and I kept insisting. In hindsight, I should have let it go and created my own hidden stash of beans in the apartment, and given her time to maybe cool down about this bean burying scenario, but I blew it all out of proportion. Yeah, it's weird to bury beans in the woods, but why did I have to press it? What's the harm at the end of the day, in the grand scheme of things? But I kept demanding her to take me to the beans, or at least draw a map or something, and finally she broke up with me over the beans. I've lost the love of my life because I couldn't let the damn beans go. I'm in disbelief. She moved out. Not only am I heartbroken, but I'm now paying full rent instead of 50%, which is a huge financial issue for me.
All right, Foxy, before you say something, I should have said this at the beginning. This story is at the beginning of the pandemic, at the very beginning when everybody was hoarding canned foods and pasta and toilet paper and everything else. It was at the beginning of the pandemic. But go ahead, Foxy. You have the floor.
The story is so ridiculous. I couldn't believe it at first. And I was like, wait, are we still talking about beans? Okay, really and truly, if it is real, something's going on mentally. Because I mean, I can understand one person that may have some mental issues and can't get to their medication, but two, come on, really? I don't know. This story is ridiculous, and I can't believe that it's real. And if it is real, I don't ever want to meet them, ever, ever.
Agree.
Oh, this is a funny story. I would
Beans.
never jeopardize the
So
Y'all,
please.
beans.
beans
She
don't burn on the grill. Hey, Tracy.
buried
Yeah.
the beans.
I love beans just as much as the next guy, except for lima beans. I hate lima beans, but come on,
What?
stop calling no beans.
I just heard this story again because I
I
told
can
my
believe it.
whole story and then I found it and played it for her. Bruh, you have an issue. I'll start with the dude first.
Mm.
You have a problem. I can see you stockpiling beans. I get it. It was the beginning of the pandemic. We don't know when we're going to get out of it. Everybody was frightened, and we could make fun of it now, but let's be serious. It was a scary moment. We don't know when we'll be able to get to the grocery stores again. Will we be able to go
For sure.
into the grocery stores again? We
Yeah.
don't know what. 30 cans? 30. Bruh, what?
Oh,
What?
I don't care.
30 cans?
Do it.
You are no, Kim, because these are the same people who we have a snowstorm coming. Let's get 5 gallons of milk. Chick, you don't drink 1 gallon. But you're gonna get 5 gallons because you think you're gonna be snowed in.
grab all the toilet paper.
Between you and I,
Between you and me,
how many times during the pandemic did you think to stockpile beans?
I'm sorry.
Never.
A brain. Would stockpile beans.
Beans.
Pasta, baby.
Y'all.
Meat. I will put it in the deep freezer.
Toilet paper.
Toilet paper. Which apparently, bruh, that should have been your next stockpile since you got a whole bunch of beans. 30 cans. You're gonna need them.
Oh dear.
If you ever need them, we can go dig it up and take a can or two. It's like, really, you're gonna do all this digging up and putting it back for 2 cans? But hold on, because Foxy, how are you feeling? Huh? You all right? You get sleepy? Okay, so we're gonna also pull another audible real quick because I'm sorry. I can't not do this. Mafia video of the week. When I tell you I played this story for Foxy, I have never laughed so hard in my life. I have never laughed so hard in my life. I have never seen my wife get this triggered over a story ever.
Really?
Frozen
Okay.
food.
I'm a 39-year-old guy, and I've been married to my wife, who's 32, for 4 years. We usually get along just fine. One of the issues that we've had since our relationship began has been about our freezer. Simply put, my wife stuffs the freezer full of food constantly. There is absolutely zero space for me to put anything in there. At first, I tried to solve this by buying the fridge with the biggest freezer we could find. I dropped nearly $4,000 on it. She interpreted this as an invitation to buy even more frozen food so she could play microwave dinner Tetris with the freezer. Every single nook and cranny is stuffed full. Yet still, she buys more frozen foods and somehow finds a way to fit them in. The worst part is that whenever I buy frozen food, she asks me at least 3 to 4 times a day when I'm going to take it out of the freezer. She essentially nags me until I remove the food from the freezer so that she can put something that she's not going to touch for like 6 months in its place. Last week, I finally snapped and bought an inexpensive single-door deep freezer. I put it in the basement and keep a couple of my own things in there, mostly some frozen vegetables and a few burritos. I didn't really mention it to my wife because she wasn't home when I brought it in. When my wife got home later that day, she went downstairs to do laundry and discovered my freezer. She excitedly ran upstairs to tell me the upstairs one is full and she can actually fit more food in there now. I responded that under no circumstances she'd touch the freezer because it's mine. Not a single ice cube should be put in there. Then I told her not to ask again because I knew that she would bring it up like 3 to 4 times a day that she needs more freezer room. She sulked and tried to debate the issue with me, but I was able to placate her. A couple of days later, I went down to the basement to get something from my freezer, and I found it about 70% full of microwave dinners. When I checked the upstairs freezer in the kitchen, I found that that was also completely full. I calmly went downstairs with a large garbage bag, threw everything of hers into it, and then tossed it into our trash bin. Then I found a padlock that I had lying around and locked my freezer with it. Later that day, my wife bought more frozen food to put in the new freezer, but when she got downstairs, she noticed the lock and flipped out. She told me that I was being controlling. When I told her there was no way that she would ever use that freezer again, she threw a tantrum and left for her mom's house. She came back later that day and told me that I had 24 hours to unlock that freezer. Nothing really happened after those 24 hours, but now she's completely ignoring everything that I say. I think that my actions were justifiable, but was I wrong here?
Ooh.
This woman makes me so angry. And I know after the first few minutes of my anger that she must have some kind of obsession. I don't know. It just
hoarding.
Yeah, it's just. But you take the main freezer, and then you want to take his freezer. Why don't you just go and buy you another freezer? Just fill the basement full of freezers. Just your stuff. And my thing is, if you don't eat that food for 6 months, frozen food don't last that long. It's gonna get freezer burn. And it's not even healthy for you. It's gross. I don't know. This woman just disturbs my whole soul. My whole soul. Oh,
okay. This woman aside, freezing, you can actually keep meats if you have the appropriate type of freezer. You can keep them for years and it won't get damaged or anything. It's actually one of the safest ways we have. Now back to this woman.
Processed food. This is processed food. I guess they're in those little containers, the boxes.
Yeah. Okay. So TV dinners and the like. Yeah. What are you doing, girl?
I don't know. This girl here.
Okay. You have a hoarding issue, lady. Let's just plain and simple.
Yeah.
But I know why you came back and told him he has 24 hours to remove the lock, because you probably went over your mom's house and told her, your mom looked at you and go, is something wrong? You need to talk, because this is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. So I have come to the conclusion of, I understand everything now, Anna. Everything is perfectly clear, because this woman has to be the sister of the woman who buried the beans in the woods. They, in some kind of way, shape, or form, are related.
I think you're right.
it can't be anything other than they're y'all
This is
sisters,
genetic. Yep.
your cousins, or and we may go a little further. I didn't think about this until now. Foxy, Anna, this may be the same damn woman. Remember, she broke up with the other dude.
True. Okay.
She went, found a husband, got married, and now she's burying frozen foods in freezers.
But there is an excellent question being posed when you are cohabitating. Who owns things? This is something that comes up a lot. Either wives that uh, they work at home or don't have a job, which I bristle against that because I do consider taking care of a house, when you take it all on yourself, yeah, that's a lot and that's a job. Um
That's a good question.
who owns things? When you buy, I mean, we've heard everything to you get your own food, you get your own spices, cohabitation, to what most families would do, share the food, and you know oftentimes it's is that money yours?
It depends, in my opinion, depends on the situation. When it
Sure.
comes to this house, it's me and Foxy's house. It's
Okay.
ours. But to say that we don't have a space that is
Okay.
ours, yes. Where I'm broadcasting from is my space. My
Okay.
man. Foxy has her own room when she does crafts and everything like that. That is her space.
All right.
That the I would never go as far as to say we can't go into each other's space. But I also can't sit there and go, you know what, Foxy, I think this table looks better over here than over here. So I'm gonna move the table over here instead of over here. And I'm gonna move this over here and over here. And I don't think
Right.
I'm here over here. Okay, you're overstepping now. You're overstepping. But it's our house. Yeah, but it's my room. And you have your room. You can do with your room, whatever it is that you want to do with your room. I can do with my room, whatever it is I want to do with my room. But just that's not cross lines because it starts it starts irritating. Uh, I can't remember. I can't think of the word.
It's boundaries.
Yeah, it's boundaries. It starts to feel like this. It starts to feel like, so what you are saying is you could do to your room what you want to do to your room because it is your room. At the exact same time, you can do to my room what you want to do to my room, even though it's my room.
And that supersedes your
Yeah,
wish.
It's about respecting each
it's
other's
just
boundaries.
respect. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's,
That.
it's simple.
Most See, most couples would come at this, I would think, Well, actually, no, I'm sorry. Most couples, if you are presented with this situation, they probably would start acting a lot like this. You get your own freezer, and no, this is my freezer. You can't use it. Bro, you just bought a household.
$4,000.
Yeah, like, I always think it's interesting to dissect where uh, ownership, where people's where they're coming from. Because, like, okay, when you go out and you buy groceries, do you think of those as your groceries? Like your apple, your egg? Is there any kind of an ownership there? Do you at all?
No, but I can tell you this. I have been in this marriage long enough to know that if I see something that is not usually in the refrigerator, I
Mhm.
will be going to Foxy and answer, is this okay to eat? Because I don't know if you was using this for something or you was planning to use this for something. And she'll tell me.
Okay.
Again, it really is. I don't
Respect.
want to be a dead horse, but it is just respect. It's
Yep.
just plain and simple. I mean, you cannot make everything so black and white in a marriage, in a relationship,
Mhm.
that we share everything. No, you really don't. You know you don't. Do you share toothbrushes? No, you don't.
You don't share toilet paper? I don't
You don't
think
share
so.
toilet paper. You don't share a cup. No, you don't do that.
No.
Please don't.
Or at least, please, yeah. Bury the
Please,
freezer.
that's very unhealthy.
Bury the freezer when she isn't home and make her dig it up when she wants a microwave.
Parker?
Go back and go, no,
Parker,
that
do
Paul,
you need to talk?
if he draws a map. The last people that did that broke up,
Yeah, she said she wasn't gonna do that.
but I still think it's the same woman. So
She got to protect the baby.
I did think there was. I'm like, there's something really familiar about this.
she got to protect them frozen meals. Oh, but by the way, just on this, don't forget they spent $4,000 on the original. $4,000. And let's be real blunt about what this is about. He spent $4,000 not on a luxury refrigerator that's digital. And oh, by the way, people, my wife has figured out that there is digital refrigerators now, and she is losing her crap. Please do not think I don't believe that in about a year or 2 years from now, there's going to be one downstairs because
It's too big for our space.
I think it is too big for us, but
it's so nice.
But you
It can give you the weight. It can. Oh yeah, I know, Foxy.
It tells you, it highlights what's in the refrigerator
Mm-hmm.
without you actually having to go in the refrigerator.
It gives you the weather. You can Google. You can go online. You can go. I mean, it is that's the best refrigerator I ever seen in my life.
Mm-hmm.
It is so expensive.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Wait a few years.
Yeah. Wait a few
Oh.
years. Care about no digital refrigerator? I don't need a refrigerator. By the time the refrigerator tell me what the weather is, my cell phone will tell me quicker. So why would I care? I'm not gonna run downstairs to the refrigerator to find out what the weather is. But anywho, hey everybody, that is our first hour. We're gonna go ahead and take us a 4-minute break to reboot and refresh, and we'll see everybody on the other side. Stay tuned.
I wish every day could be like this. Wish every moment could be like this. A home filled with love, family and friends. We'll toast into the season, dear, the seasons. I'm so glad about today. Tis the season. Watch the children while they play. Tis the season. And I'm so glad that we're all here. Tis the season. We made another year. Tis the season. And I wish every day would spell like this. Serve every meal with love like this. We'll gather round the table with joy and bliss, and toast into the season, till the season. I'm so glad about today. Tis the season. Watch the children while they play. Tis the season. And I'm so glad that we're all here. Tis the season. We made another year. Tis the season. Oh, I'm so glad about everything. Oh, every day. I'm so glad about everything. Everything our heart desires. I'm so glad about joy that our love brings for us. For us. Tis the season. I'm so glad we're here together. Tis the season. We made another year together. Tis the season. Watch the children while they play. I'm so glad. Tis the season. Watch the children while they play. Want everybody to feel the presence of love. And while we're here together, I want you to hold on to that someone you have. Because nothing ever really feels this good. You see what I want you to do? I want you to just hold on to the love we had. I'm so glad we're together, watching the children while they play. Oh, 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 oh,
We are back, and without further ado, let's go ahead and pay those bills. Radical Truth to Power tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we will close out 2024 with the worst person of the year. Actually was a landslide. Please do not forget to go to patreon.com/Tracy Media Fan. Help support Tracy in all of her endeavors. Please do not forget to go to Anna Hart's website, BorelliaEtc.com. Learn something that you didn't think you need to know, but you should. Please do not forget to go to Thea's website, OurUnitedCore.com. Communities build movements. And if you need to reach me, you can do so at bradtp@outlook.com. That's RADTP@outlook.com. And let's go ahead and get into the Mama Heart Hour.
Speaking of Mama Heart, did you know she has a Christmas song?
No, I didn't know that.
It's called Mrs. Claus's Lament, and it's on that page that I shared with you for her music.
This will be the final Christmas that a certain guy isn't president until Christmas 2029 comes around. So be sure to savor this one. Yeah. Just a side note, enjoy this holiday season because we're getting right back to work. The first of the year, Radical Truth to Power is going right back to the reason that it was made for. So enjoy the holidays, enjoy the New Year, but we have got to get back to work. Also, again, if you haven't seen at the top of the show, I want to thank again for all the new subscribers that we received. We did reach the goal of 700 subscribers before the end of the year, and we wound up for right now at 704. So thank you so much for subscribing. I truly appreciate it. If you haven't hit that like button, please do so now. If this is your kind of content, please go ahead and subscribe more and more and more. We just really will. And I don't want to get into a tangent, and Theus is not here, so I don't have to worry about him going onto a tangent. But we really have to start supporting independent media. It is just really, really important here and now to support independent media. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Parker said, woo! Wasn't it like 300 at the beginning of this year? I don't know.
It was, yeah, somewhere, because the 200s were a long time. And we just started to suddenly bounce up in the numbers.
300 at the beginning of 2024, and we picked up over 700 subscribers.
No, we picked up almost 400 this year.
400 subscribers. Wow.
Right.
Good. Woo. I feel like a big boy now. Am I the a-hole? And this video is they need to visit more.
My sister-in-law, who's married to my brother, is a resident physician who works 60 to 80-hour weeks and frequently works one or both days of the weekend. Her residency is a 7-hour drive from where me, my husband, and my baby girl, who's 1.5 years old, live together. My brother and I were always very close growing up and even lived in the same apartment and later the same city. We were never more than 20 to 30 minutes away from each other. I got married and had my baby, and he moved 7 hours away to be with his fiancée, now wife, pretty soon after I had my baby. It was devastating for me because I had always pictured us being close and him really involved as an uncle. My sister-in-law works from 6 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. like 6 or 7 days a week, but she does have some golden weekends where she has a Saturday and Sunday off. She usually has one per month, and then she has 3 weeks of vacation. Never over Christmas or New Year holidays, though. During those 1 weekends a month that she has completely off, her and my brother either stay at home because she needs to relax or will drive 2 hours to see her family. During the 3 weeks vacation, which he's only able to take 1 week at a time, they went on a 1 week long trip to Hawaii, a 1 week long trip to Cancun with her family, and then 1 week where they just visited her family 2 hours away. They haven't made the trip to visit us more than 1 or 2 times a year, as they always say the drive is too hard with the limited time off she has, and she's usually too tired to come anyways. But not too tired for Hawaii or Cancun? They always ask my parents and us to visit them during holidays that she works, so at least we can be together and she'll join every day after 5. But it's hard for us to travel with a 1.5-year-old. My parents have to split time visiting there and visiting us, and we need them for childcare. I've been asking my brother and sister-in-law to visit us more, even though I know her schedule is busy, and my brother got frustrated with me. When I asked him to visit alone, he said that she needs him because the heavy workload has been really mentally straining on her. And she quoted how resident physicians have a really high depression rate and basically called me a bad guy. I feel that it's unfair that we have to visit all the time, considering we have a 1-year-old and also both work full-time. And I feel they should balance better to visit us rather than just taking vacation. Am I the bad guy for insisting?
I'm going to sum this story up in one sentence that you said, lady. Just one sentence that you said. You too tired to come visit us, but you're not so tired to go to Cancun or Hawaii. Yeah. Yes. I'm too tired to drive 8 hours compared to, yeah, I got plenty of energy to go somewhere where the basis of the vacation is to lay around on my butt all day. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Your brother is not mad at you for saying that you want to visit more. Your brother is mad at you because you don't see nothing but what you want. And you are so selfish that you're not mad at your parents because they go and split time between you and your brother's family. You mad because as soon as they go visit your brother, that takes away your child care. So, yeah, you the a-hole. Yeah.
Yeah.
What you got, Anna?
Even if this entire thing wasn't much of a big ask, I would still go, the way you are coming about it makes you the asshole. Because it's you. You're the center of the universe. And everybody else's needs come nowhere. If it ain't about you, meh.
You nuts the things that driving 8 hours equate to, but they could go spend 2 hours in a car and visit her family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even, okay, there are some family members for a lot of different people. Going to visit them drains their soul of everything that they have, their patience, their kindness. We have to practice for these visits so that we can maybe have a little bit of something. People can drain your energy incredibly quickly with words, with intent, with smacking you across the face, these backhanded compliments. It's just And you wonder why bother with this person? This person is usually family. Ah, sorry.
I swear you hit like 400 around springtime, but I could be a little off on the timeline. I honestly don't know how we started. I don't remember. I just
There
honestly,
was a point, I think it was around 500, where suddenly we were doing jumps up in numbers that I didn't see before.
I think I have to look it up because I think didn't I put up a post our first 500? I want to think that I did that.
Might have. All
I
right.
gotta look that up.
Okay.
OMG, that voiceover. Shut up. Yeah, Dabness has a way of not covering up when he's getting irritated with somebody. Like when you know this, oh, you're acting like a Karen. It just comes out. It just really comes out. But he does a lot. He has a lot of quirks like that. Like when there's just like a terrible story, but he starts laughing and he has to explain to him, I'm not laughing at the story and I'm not even laughing about the event. It's just so crazy and disheartening that it comes out laughter.
Yep. A
You
lot
know,
of people laugh at inappropriate times. Like, I had a friend who would laugh in the middle of a test.
yeah.
That was fun.
It just and not doing it on purpose. It's just like you have hurt me so much. I guess it's sort of a way of saying I'm laughing so I don't cry.
There's that. Yeah.
It's one of those things. But anyway, my point is that's his deal. Is he can't help his emotions. It comes out. Wait a minute. I am looking up to see if I did do that post.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so 6 months ago, I did put up that we reached 400 subscribers.
400. Okay. Yeah.
So, but then 2 months ago, I put up welcome to the new subscribers. So, I don't know. But 6 months ago, so you're right, Parker. It was around. It had to be around the summertime, or that we had 400 subscribers. It probably me being scared that we wouldn't get to 500. So I'm like, let me take this 400 and woohoo!
Yeah. We're grateful for everyone. Yeah.
It was the Lincoln Project video. Yeah, so that's what it was. It was the Lincoln Project video
Very
from
sure.
a couple of months ago that got like 30 to 40,000 views that got you a ton of subscribers. And I can tell you this, that the Mondale Robinson, Quentin TYT probably got me this many because there's a lot of subscribers from that. And there was a lot of views on that. And there was a lot of comments on that. Oh, brother, those comments. Ugh.
Positive or negative on TYT?
The huge majority are positive. The negative ones was just so stupid. I cannot stand when you're not gonna like somebody or you don't like a situation or whatever, but you can't tell the reason why you don't like it. So you just throw stuff out there. It just bothers me so much that I'm just gonna just throw stuff out there and hope one of these arguments work. And that's what they did. So it was like, okay, bro, whatever.
Oh,
Remembering the past. And I don't remember if I played this last year or a year ago or something like this, but I found it recently. And I just still think it was just that stupid. Beach pictures.
I'm a 24-year-old woman, and I recently had my wedding on the beach of a beautiful hotel in Cancun. Many of my friends and family could go, so I was really happy. The only problem was, during our ceremony, there were people in the sea playing or doing jet ski activities. It really bothered me because they would appear in the background of my photos, so I told my wedding planner about it. She was very understanding and said that she would fix it. When she talked to the people who were playing in the ocean, we expected them to be kind and nice, but they just declined and continued. I even took the time to go myself and ask them to stop, but they didn't care. I was about to go and tell someone from the hotel, but my husband stopped me and told me that it would be a butthole thing to do. I told him that I'm standing up for myself, so it wasn't a butthole thing to do. I went to go look for hotel staff, but they said there was nothing they could do. When I returned, my husband was moody, and I wonder if it was really the butthole thing to do. Am I the butthole?
Okay, lady. Calling you delusional is putting a bad word on delusional people. You're at a beach, a public beach, to take wedding pictures. That is your reasoning for going to the public beach. You didn't go to the public beach to celebrate your newfound marriage. You didn't go to the public beach to celebrate with friends and family. You didn't go to the public beach to celebrate with your husband. You went to the public beach to take beach pictures. And you wanted the whole world to stop so you could take those beach pictures. You wanted the ocean to stop. You wanted the people on the beach to stop. Everything else. Why was your husband upset with you when you came back? You went to the hotel employees so they can look at you and go, we can't do that. What do you want us to do? Everybody off the beach? Did you rent the sea? Like, here is the perfect way to get around. You get your beach pictures and everything else. You go and pay for a private beach. It is that simple. Another way you could do it, which I know you're not going to do because you just seem like that type of person. You could go really early in the morning and take pictures at the beach where there's less people doing anything because ain't nobody on the beach. But no, you want what you want, where you want it. And by the way, please, lady, this is the other delusional thing. Don't sit here and say, and my wedding planner was with me through the whole thing. Yeah, she was with you. You're paying her. Duh. I would be with you as I'm rolling my eyes. But I'm getting paid. So it's the throw a steak at the window strategy.
At least that's funny.
Yeah. If it works, it works.
Because this is just being a bitch. I think you summed it up really well. You want the world to stop for you. This is entitlement. And no one is required to stop their fun day. I really wonder how you asked, though, because most people, when you hear, hey, we've got a wedding party and we're just trying to take some pictures. Do you mind for a couple of minutes? Try to be unobtrusive. Like, no, this sounds like you went in expecting your way the entire way. World don't work like that.
It sounds like she went in guns blazing. It sounds like that.
Mm-hmm.
It really just sounds like you pulled a Karen and was telling everybody to move, and especially, okay, this is why I know you done lost your ever loving mind. And especially when you sat there trying to tell people in the ocean, hey, no, I'm in the ocean. I'm jet skiing. I'm surfing. Nothing to move for you.
Objection.
Like, lady, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yes, your husband is bad, and yes, you are the a-hole, and yes, I hope that you would get better. And I, the benefit of a doubt, that people will get better, but I really hope you get better because this dude seeing you in a whole nother light. That's why he was upset. Or again, it's probably one of those. Here she go again. Even at our wedding, she can't.
Boy.
This. Like I at least thought for one day she would act like she got some sense, and she can't even do it at our wedding.
I really hope that's not, because, brother, if that was in your head, you're in for a long life.
Or not. I haven't filed no marriage papers yet, buddy. So yeah. You just had a marriage. People don't understand that having a marriage ceremony do not make you married.
Don't
You
mean
have to file
nothing.
papers for you to be married.
Yep.
So yeah, rip.
It is a legal document. Gotta pay for it too.
She goes out there with a megaphone trying to get the crabs to move off the beach. Parker is on a roll tonight, not the crabs.
I almost thought you said a megaphone.
I hope I did.
That's on me. Bad me.
I hope I did. Foxy's videos of the week. I don't know. I just thought this was a cute video. The body you want.
Bitch.
I don't know why I thought that was so funny. Like, wow. You can't walk all day like that. Tell you right. Tell you now. Body on the ground, passed out. Next video. Really? What did you think was gonna happen?
This speech is my recital. I think it's very vital to rock around. That's right, on time. And here we go.
In case anybody don't know, These are gas.
That was a gas oven.
It's a gas
So,
oven where you turn the gas on before you light it.
yeah.
It didn't take that long. But you just having the thing go off and off and off. Remember what I just said, Anna? You turn the gas on. The gas is still coming out.
Okay.
So when it eventually does light,
Most gas, most modern gas stoves have an ignition and they're safe.
yeah.
Those ones from back in the 80s, no, they were not safe. I remember people putting matches. Ha! No, no, thank you.
Okay, I was one of them people. Because they were so cheap ovens that the little spark that you're supposed to get, it was never coming.
No.
So I'd have been here all day, you just sucking in gas and passing out on the floor because it's supposed to light, but it doesn't. It won't. Final video of the night to close out Saturday Night Vibe for 2024. More deep questions. I love this dude.
Dude, why are deliveries on a ship called cargo, but in a car, it's called a shipment?
Ryan, can I not just get 1 second to eat a frickin' sandwich?
If one teacher can't teach all subjects, why is one child expected to study all subjects? Are oranges named oranges because oranges are orange? Or is orange named orange because oranges are orange?
Did you seriously just say orange 8 times in one sentence and it actually makes sense?
Bro, what happens to the car if you press the brake and the accelerator at the same time? Does it take a screenshot? Dude, the youngest picture of you is also the oldest picture of you.
You know what would be perfect for you, Ryan? A Snickers. Because, well, you know why.
If we have watermelon, shouldn't we also have fire melon, earth melon, and air melon? The Ella melons.
Really? He's the favorite?
You stupid. But you know there's people out there who thinks like this though.
The youngest picture of you is the oldest picture of you. It's true.
I don't get that one. How is the youngest picture of you?
The youngest picture of you, it had to be taken years and years and years ago. So it's the oldest picture of you if you're...
Oh my good Lord.
There you go. The youngest picture is actually the oldest picture of you.
Yep. So glad I won't be seeing that ever again. And I tell everybody where they can find you.
You can find me at borellietcetera.com or here.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, non-conforming individuals, and of course,
I'm assuming you're Lujibitwa.
I appreciate Emma. Diaz will be returning tomorrow. And until next time, we will see you when we see you. Peace.
I got nothing. I got a dog right here. She's been up my ass all night. She's like, you're sitting still and you will pet me the entire time.
And you will like it.
Uh-huh.
I know this doesn't end when we